Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're doing something I have never done before. I'm going to react to my hate comments live. I have responded to all of these comments in the videos, but I have never responded to them in a dialogue like this, and I want to because I think a lot of these comments are important to address publicly, not to shame anybody, not to shame me for getting hate, but because some of these are valid concerns and I want to just like clear the air with some of these concerns, as well as I thought it would be entertaining. I was telling my sister yesterday, I've only ever had one hate comment that really right to the heart, and that was a subscriber calling me a sellout for shouting out brands for free in my gift guide. If you're new here, interesting video for you to stumble upon my channel with, but welcome. I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste and practical ways to be an activist. And today we're talking about hate comments, so let's go ahead and get into it. I've got a couple of these from YouTube and Instagram. I don't think I went through TikTok because TikTok is a wild place. And I feel like I don't get a lot of hate on TikTok, I get a lot of trolls. A video that I posted to all three platforms, but this comment appears to be from Instagram. It is some POV videos of like staying at your eco-friend's house. And this person says 90% of these eco things are the most normal things in the world. And it's true. I talked about in this video, the person staying at my house was like, hey, where's your paper plates? Oh, I can just use a reusable one. Or, hey, where are your water bottles? Oh, I can just use a jar and fill it up in the water dispenser. Believe it or not, a lot of Americans still use disposables. I have family members, I have friends who still use disposable water bottles at home, who still use disposable plates and cutlery at home, even though they have dishwashers, they have time, and they have reusables. While these things might be eco and normal throughout the rest of the world, many people are shocked to believe that Americans are truly very wasteful in all aspects of our lives. And that was my target audience, that's always my target audience. I'm from the United States. Most of my audience is from the United States. I'm not making these videos to talk about Europe. I've never been, so why would I be talking about that? Okay, this one is also from the same video. This person says, I'll delete this. Your intentions were obviously good, but it just makes you seem so ignorant. And I asked like what she meant, and I never got a follow-up. Like, what do you mean this makes me seem ignorant? And so now whenever I make these POV videos, I just put a disclaimer, like this is satire, but these are based on real conversations I've had in my life. When people come to visit my eco home and they're surprised that I don't have paper towels and they're surprised that I don't have paper napkins. The video, I didn't feel, I will link the video down below because I don't think that like my attitude in the video is coming across as judgy, but rather as educational. And I think maybe that's what this person was thinking, that they thought I was judging people, and I'm just gonna clear that up. I have never judged anybody for using plastic, for creating waste, because I create waste. I'm not perfect for one reason or another. I don't expect anybody else to be perfect. This was just kind of a video like, hey, if you have reusable plates, use those instead of disposables if you're able to. Instead of turning on the lights during the daytime, use natural light. Silly things like that. And I thought it was very lighthearted, and I thought this comment was really weird. This one. My favorite genre of comments is when I talk about something, like I call out the wastefulness of somebody's favorite thing, and their response, their argument is to call me out for something totally irrelevant. I was talking about the environmental impact of golf courses, particularly in the desert. Like in Las Vegas, I think there was like over 90 golf courses in Las Vegas alone. Las Vegas is in a 25-year-long drought, nearly on the brink of water system collapse, but we're focusing on golf courses. That's why I made that video. You can check it out up here. And so this person says, the irony of an environmentalist against grass is the height of stupidity. Never once in that video did I say I was against grass. I'm against golf courses, when instead, especially in the desert, we could be using that water for better things. We could be planting native plants. Golf courses are also wasteful when it comes to fertilizer, mowing, fuel usage, destroying biodiversity, destroying habitats. It's not about grass. I mean, I guess I am against grass, non-native grass. I love grass when it's native, when it's helping biodiversity, when it's helping local wildlife, and not causing droughts, causing flooding, and so forth. Oh my gosh, this one too. On the PVA video, I made 2 videos about PVA and laundry sheets that you can check out down below. And so many people did not understand the assignment. The whole point of that video was to say, Tide, Gain, traditional laundry detergent is bad. Laundry sheets are not as good as we thought. Let's try something else. I never said, laundry sheets are the worst option on the planet. Let's go back to using Tide and Gain and more terrible stuff for the environment. I never said that. And people did not understand that in my first video. I got so many comments like this one. A huge plastic jug is way worse. That is what concerns me. All those huge plastic jugs floating in the ocean. You have to choose what is better, not necessarily perfect. Honestly, that was the point of my entire video, was choosing something better but not perfect. And while laundry sheets are a great step between, there are better laundry options than laundry sheets. I don't think I said it in this video. I think I said it in my like what is zero waste video. You can check it out up here. People think so black and white, and I got so many of those comments on this laundry sheets video. I'm sure we're gonna go over more. That people are like, you have to use Tide or Gain, you have to use laundry sheets, nothing else. I'm like, no. What I'm saying is laundry sheets, they lied to us. It's not as eco as we thought. Let's look for a better option. Not let's backtrack and go to the more wasteful option. And I got so many comments like that. This one's also from the laundry sheets. Oh gosh, this one's really long. PVA is widely used, thus its toxicity and biodegradation are of interest. Solutions, if it is a nurse concern, why did I screenshot this? Because at the end of their comment, if you want to raise your concern about this, fine, that's your thing. But I will raise my concern about things that really matter, such as feeding the hungry, the abused and forgotten children, and the list goes on. More black and white thinking, more people thinking that I only talk about laundry sheets and that's the only thing I care about. When in reality, you can care about more than one issue when it comes to environmental justice, human rights, anything in the world. And I just thought this comment was really silly. Like, take one look at my channel and you can see that I also talk about drought. I also talk about overpopulation. I also talk about biodiversity. Like, there are several different things that I talk about within zero waste, within environmentalism, not just laundry sheets. And I get comments like this quite frequently on videos like, can't believe you're talking about this when there's more important things to talk about. Like, okay, I talk about those too. Just take a look at my channels. More laundry sheets comments. As I mentioned earlier, washing machines contain plastic and components. What are the frames of your glasses made of? Like, when people see me attacking, I'm not even attacking their favorite things, and they come at me and be like, oh, but look at all that plastic you're using. Like, okay, cool. My old glasses did contain plastic, but I'm not throwing those glasses into our waterways. That's the issue with PVA. It's ending up on our waterways. The plastic is ending up on our waterways, as well as single-use plastic versus plastic that you use for a long time are totally different. Here we go. A reusable plastic water bottle is much better than a disposable plastic water bottle because it's reducing the overall amount of plastic that's being disposed of. Just like the plastic in a laundry machine doesn't really matter. Manufacturers use it because it's the most cheapest option, whatever, and it's not single use, so it doesn't really matter. That plastic on that laundry machine will last hopefully decades. So therefore, it's a much smaller problem than the single-use plastic in our laundry sheets that are directly ending up in our waterways. Yeah, this is just something that's always been part of the zero waste movement, is villainizing all plastic. And while I think we do need to think about all plastic, multi-use, multi-purpose plastic is not as bad as single-use plastic. This was the comment of the year in 2023. I swear, I posted this really cute, wholesome video of Denahi helping me reduce food waste. We feed him things like squishy blueberries, floppy carrots, broccoli stems, cauliflower leaves, the peels of beets and potatoes. And of course, I do my research. I cook them if they need to be cooked, and so forth. Not only do I live zero waste with the dog, but my dog helps me live more zero waste. And most of the comments were very wholesome, but this person, so you feed him the nasty parts that you won't eat? Crying emoji. Get that baby some dog food. To which I replied, he eats dog food, the correct amount too. Where did I say he didn't? To immediately they reply, where did I say you don't feed him dog food? I simply asked a question because you're feeding him nasty parts of food. Like, well, you implied in your first comment that I don't feed him dog food. Just because a broccoli stem, I don't want to personally eat it all the time. I do eat it sometimes. Doesn't make it nasty. Just because a carrot is floppy, it's no longer crispy, doesn't mean it's nasty and rotten. Same with a squishy blueberry, a squishy strawberry. I have texture sensitivities. If I don't have plans to make a smoothie with those floppy or like squishy vegetables and fruits, I'm gonna give them to my dog because they're healthy. He loves them, as clearly shown in that video. I even stated in my caption, he gets dog food because I know people would freak out about it. And so many people replied to this comment being like, ma'am, how did you think that dogs were domesticated? We fed them our scraps. We've been feeding dogs scraps for centuries. And of course, I would never feed him something moldy. I care about texture, my dog doesn't. Same video, poor dog, they need to eat meat. Oh, this was the one that I posted to YouTube though. This was a YouTube, the other one was Instagram. And I just said, like, he still eats his kibble. Okay, I thought you were some stupid vegan. Like, okay, just because I'm vegan or mostly vegan doesn't mean I'm forcing my dog to be vegan. You can safely do with dogs. I don't, because I don't really have the time to put into cooking him his food. Something else that I thought was funny with the previous commenter, talking about get that baby some dog food, is like, what do you think dog food is made out of? Scraps. It's made out of scraps. It's made out of veggie scraps. It's made out of meat scraps. Like, it's not prime rib that they're putting in your dog's kibble. It's not freshly picked carrots and cauliflower that they're putting in your dog's kibble. As well as people thinking that dogs need to be carnivores. They're not. Dogs are omnivores, so fruits and vegetables are totally safe and highly nutritious for dogs, actually. Ooh, this one was also a highlight of 2023. I couldn't find the original comment, but the original comment I was talking about like my imperfect zero waste life, and somebody said, if you're really an environmentalist, why do you have tattoos? And I'm like, you really think that's the most impactful thing I do? I drive a truck, fly sometimes, burning coal to light my house right now. Like, I think that's more than getting a couple tattoos a year. Anyway, so that comment sparked a video talking about my eco-friendly tattoo routine, from getting the tattoo and then tattoo aftercare, which I am making a full video for YouTube as well if you're interested. But anyway, on that video, the second video, someone said, maybe don't get any tattoos and your carbon footprint will be smaller. And I'm like, I wish that that was part of carbon footprint calculators, because I really don't think that tattoos contribute much to a carbon footprint, particularly when you only get like 5 tattoos a year. Sure, the person has to use gloves, some plastic wrap, some paper towels. It's a handful of items. It's not a ton, and I really don't think it contributes to your carbon footprint that much. Again, considering like I drive a truck, I eat food that's transported across the country. This one is from, this one's from the same videos. This is silly. While you're reducing your footprint, Chinese companies are spewing millions of chemicals into the air. The Japanese still have a nuclear reactor draining into the ocean. All your favorite politicians and celebrities, funny how they think I have a favorite politician, are jetting around on private planes, producing more carbon in a few hours than a vehicle does in a year. People guilting you into all this zero waste BS are the ones wasting the most. That voice, it's so intense for no reason. And again, it comes to this black and white thinking that like, you know, it has to be all the individuals or it has to be all the companies and the billionaires, when it can be both. Like, I'm not stressed about my carbon footprint. I'm not stressed about the waste I create anymore, but I still do it because I care about the planet and it saves me money. Like, one of the main reasons I live zero waste is because it saves me money. And again, this person, if they were to check out many other things on my socials, they would see that I often call for people to vote, to call their governments, to write to their governments, to boycott wasteful brands, vote with their dollar, to call out celebrities when they're being wasteful or not being good enough activists. I do all this. I guess people just don't think that other people on the internet can be multifaceted. Like, I can't somehow be taking individual action and also calling for corporate action. I just simply can't do both. And you can never please anyone. Like, if I was to be only criticizing politicians and billionaires and celebrities, then someone would be like, but what about all that plastic you're using? So like, the response I'm trying to make with this comment is that, once again, I can be multifaceted. I can advocate for many different areas of waste management and waste prevention. And starting with myself is the easiest. It's so much easier for me to reduce my personal waste than it is to get a hold of my politicians, than it is to mandate recycling. I might as well start with the easy stuff and then work on the harder stuff later. I've gotten so many hate comments this year about Lomi, rightfully so. The Lomi is not great, but this comment was particularly funny because it's not what I expected to get, the hate that I was gonna get on this video about Lomi. I was complaining about their customer service because it took literal months to hear back from them. You can check out the video up here. I had so many questions about like, what is your product made of? Are you gonna use recycled materials in the future? How can I recycle my Lomi when my Lomi dies? All this sort of stuff. It was weeks between each reply, and each reply was the vaguest thing I have ever heard in my life. So I had to keep asking follow-up questions because they were kind of beating around the bush. And like, from beginning to end, when I got a solid final answer, and this person says, you seem confused about how long it takes for a response. It's not a mom and pop shop, and you are one vlogger. You need to understand that they have a lot of people messaging. It's so easy to send questions, but people seem surprised when it takes a while to reply. You're not top of the list. Relax and take a breathe. They didn't even say breath, they said breathe. I never once was stressing out about the time frame. I was just saying, as a company, I think your customer service should be a little bit better and not take months to reply. I get it. Particularly if I'm messaging someone, an eco brand, around the holidays, around Earth Day, around Plastic Free July, I know to give them a little bit more leeway. And I typically send follow-ups in a week just because I know that emails can get lost. Sometimes I open an email and forget to reply. So like, I gently follow up like, hey, just following up on this. I was never rude to Lomi. I have communicated with bigger brands in a more timely manner. I have communicated with mom and pop shops in a more timely manner, who are probably busier than Lomi's outreach team. Because like, this isn't just one person for Lomi. They have like a whole customer service team. I've emailed brands back and forth for a long time. Like, I know what to expect, and taking months to reply is not the expectation. About eco bricks, oh my gosh. One more dumbass thing that you're gonna pile up in your house, and eventually your kids are gonna have to leave because you're a hoarder and you're finding ways to keep more trash in a smaller amount of space so you can have more trash. I think this takes the cake for the funniest comment of the year. Should I make this a yearly thing? Should I react to my hate comments every year? This is kind of fun. This was the funniest because like, why are you assuming I'm a hoarder? I move frequently, so I can't be a hoarder. And then second, by the time like I posted this, I think I was in the RV. And I'm like, How am I supposed to be a hoarder in an RV? I used to hold on to a lot of stuff that I thought I could use, like packing paper, ribbons, bows and stuff that I could use in upcycling projects, but I don't even keep that stuff anymore. I don't even eco-brick anymore, which is especially funny. Like I quit eco-bricking because I live in the RV and I don't have space. So I guess just a response to this person, I think I replied, hopefully, is that I gave my eco-bricks to my mom who's going to use them at her school. And even if I didn't do that, I would go on to the eco-brick marketplace, which is a thing, and I would go on there and be like, hey, I've got 10 eco-bricks, who wants them? And I can send them to somebody who's going to use them. I'm not gonna hoard them. I talk about it in my full eco-bricking video right here. I still think it's important to eco-brick and then throw that eco-brick away because it's compacting trash and reducing what's actually going to like fly away because of small thin plastics are quite airborne. I would never, like if I didn't have a plan for those eco-bricks and I couldn't find a single person to take them, I would throw them away. Maybe this as a troll, because like they don't know me, and that's the funniest part, is like you don't know me at all. What a fun one to end on. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found it entertaining. I hope that you found some value in it as well by busting some zero waste myths, essentially. If you like this video, let me know, and maybe I can make it a yearly thing, wrangle up the best hate comments that I get from this year, and I'll do a recap next January. This has been a video I've been wanting to do for a while just because I find it so funny. As I said, I've only ever had one comment ever that like really got to me, and it was because it was a subscriber giving me a genuine comment about something that like they didn't know. They were assuming things about me that they didn't know, but for the most part, I troll the trolls back. I laugh at them, as you can see. This was very lighthearted. I don't care what people say because at the end of the day, they're helping boost my videos, they're helping my engagement rates, and as long as somebody is not totally like inappropriate, disgusting, mean, hateful, like not even necessarily to me, but like about zero waste in general, those comments get deleted / reported if they're like really bad. But comments like these, I don't mind them. What I mostly hate about hate comments is when everyday people in the zero waste movement who are consumers of content see these kinds of comments and then think, oh, if Emma's being judged for being like an actually good zero waster, which I guess I am, but I'm also not, then what am I? People are gonna judge me for being even worse than Emma is. And that's what my biggest fear is with these hate comments. And that's partially why I wanted to bust some of these myths. If some of you see these kinds of comments on my videos and you think these things, just know that they are trolls, they're haters, probably not even trying to be low waste at all. So keep trying your best. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. But until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye guys. I've never said a bad word on my channel. I don't want to get censored. Extremely wasteful. They're probably not even trying to be bye guys.